Hollow trap.
Yo, what's going on? It's D-Man, you already know. Bringing to you some NBA 2K15 right at the Jordan Red Center today. In this video, I kind of want to talk about crew mode and why the hope of crew mode coming to next gen still lingers around, because every year 2K comes out with a new mode and people just say, well, we want crew, we want crew. I will say that this year it's a little bit better. You don't hear people begging and asking for crew over and over again, but for me, the thought of crew still lingers around, and in this video I want to break down why. Now, the Jordan Red Center is new to NBA 2K15. It was mainly put in the game to kind of please crew fans, to bring over crew elements to NBA 2K15 next gen, and I appreciate that. You know, I really do. I play the Jordan Red Center all the time. Y'all know that I play the Jordan Red Center more than my career, more than any other mode in NBA 2K15. But there are still problems with the Jordan Red Center that wasn't around when crew was around. Now, I'm not saying that crew is perfect, because it was a really broken mode, but I believe that crew can be brought over to next gen and it'll be great. So the first thing I want to talk about is the got net spots. Now, I never was a fan of got nets. Even on 2K14, 2K15, I'm still not a fan. For the park, I'm sure it's okay because that score, it only goes to 15. But at the Jordan Rec Center, a full game, 5-minute quarters, and they don't even tell you what quarter the game is in, you're going to be doing a lot of waiting, and nobody wants to wait. A lot of people get off work, they come home from school, they just want to jump on and game. In 2K15, the Red Center, it makes it hard for that to happen because you're going to be waiting for a while. Not only that, but even when you get on, you can go on a win streak, but eventually people will not come to your court. I experienced this yesterday. We went on a 4-game win streak and nobody would step on the got nets. They'd rather walk around, do emotes, go stand on another got nets, and it was just really annoying. So we all know that got nets makes you wait longer than you really want to, but there are more issues that got nets causes. If you play the Jordan Rec Center, you know about the frame rate issues. The screen skips and it gives me a headache to the point where I have to get offline most of the time, but it's really annoying to see, and that's mainly because there are too many people at the rec standing around, and they're standing around because they're waiting to get on the got net spot. If there's a lot of people in the rec, the frame rate is going to be really bad, which is why I prefer matchmaking over got nets. I know back in 2K11, 2K10, the matchmaking for a crew was really bad, but I believe if they brought crew out now for next gen, it will be okay, because I'll play all-star team up, we get into a game, we don't lag out. My team uses matchmaking as well as head-to-head, that's using matchmaking also. So I believe that matchmaking for a future 2K for crew mode, I think it will work way better than these got net spots. Another thing that was really big for crew mode were the leaderboards. We don't have leaderboards anymore, which means I kind of don't really pay attention to my record. Of course, I still want my record to be nice, but for me, it's kind of like, what's the point if I can't match my squad up against other squads and see how we compare to the best crews in the world? I'm all for competitive play. That's why I like to play these type of modes. Even when the park was out, I played that. I played the 3v3 Black Top on NBA 2K13. And it's just kind of like, you know, I never really played a competitive game without leaderboards. You know, you want to see how you stack up versus other teams. So with modes like this, I hope we see leaderboards return in the future. Now, I remember before NBA 2K15 came out, the big deal was that Jordan Red Center would have the simulation rules, or it'll have elements from crew. It'll be sim style basketball. But there are still things missing when it comes to the Jordan Red Center. For example, I want to bring up spacing. The courts at the Jordan Red Center still feel very small. Now, maybe it's just me, but maybe the courts are the right size and people are just running around with 7-footers, so that's why the court feels small. But my boy Godzilla, he's a big, and he can't go to the post because somebody is always right there next to him. And it's funny because when I watched last gen crew matches, you know, I watched K-Spade a lot. I watch his crew matches. In the court, it seems very spacious. You know, you can stand on the corner 3. The 4 and 5 spots can do post moves on last gen crew mode. And really for the rec, you can't do any of that. You can't stand on the corner 3. Most likely it'll be a 2. And you can go to the post if you want, but you're going to get stripped, or somebody's going to be in your way. Whether it's a teammate, somebody on the opposite team. And it's not because they want to be in your way. It's just they have nowhere else to go. Another thing that's missing is timeouts. Now, this is a very small issue, but I do miss timeouts. There are times when our opponents go on runs, they're making a comeback, and we're not allowed to call a timeout at the rec to stop their momentum. I mean, to be honest, there are times when we win games because the other team cannot call a timeout. I can give you an example right here. So let's take a peep at this game, man. It's a real close game, and I will tell you that we did win this game. and I'm gonna show you why timeouts are a big deal. So you see right here, my boy Prof, he's gonna pass it off to me. I'm gonna run in for the dunk. That's gonna tie the game up. But the other team, if this was crew, they probably would have called a timeout to advance the ball. But this isn't crew. They don't have timeouts at the rec, so I was able to get a steal because they was forced to make a bad pass, and we won the game. We won because they didn't have timeouts. They couldn't call a timeout at the rec center. The last thing I really don't like about the rec center are the affiliations. Now for park, I really don't mind it. I think it's dope that you can choose your park and go play at that park. Now for the rec, I don't like affiliations because it limits who you can play with. The way I see it is the rec was supposed to make crew fans happy, and back in the crew days, we could play with whoever we wanted to play with. And I believe the Jordan Rec Center should be like that. I believe Shadown said it best when he said that the park has so many settings on NBA 2K15. You have 3 park courts. You have the stage, which is basically the park, but you put your money up. And you have high rollers, which is basically the park, but you put more money up. To be honest, I just want to see crew fans get shown a little bit of love because since 2K13, it kind of feels like we've been settling, or I've been settling. I can only talk for myself. I don't want to talk for anybody else. But it feels like I've been settling for, you know, whatever mode they put out. And that's mainly because I'm a competitive player. You know, I like to play other mod players and stuff like that. But, you know, for me, the thought of crew is still here. I'm still kind of waiting. Like I said before, I don't have a problem with the park, man. I really want to see park and crew coexist because I believe it can. I really don't have a problem with the rec. There's just a few things missing and a few things that needs to be fixed. So anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll draw later. Peace.